Hey, I'm JR, training manager here at Crutchfield, and this is the Sony XAV-AX8100. It is an 8.95-inch, let's just round that up to 9-inch, floating touchscreen mounted on a single DIN chassis. It has all the stuff you would want it to have, including Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a backup camera input. We'll get more into that here in a second. But I first want to talk about the fact that it is a single DIN chassis here on the back. Many radios that include a nice big floating touchscreen like this are mounted to a double DIN chassis, which is about 4 inches tall, which is fine for most newer cars. They have openings large enough to accept the chassis of a double DIN radio. However, if you have an older car, for example, I used to own a 93 Ford Bronco, that has a single DIN opening on the dash. There is no fitting a double DIN in there without major modifications. I don't need to anymore. This radio will fit nicely into that single DIN opening with this floating touchscreen right on front. I can have a huge 9-inch screen in the dash of an older car where that just wasn't possible previously. That screen is adjustable 3 different ways so that you can, once you have it mounted, get the screen adjusted so that it's not blocking any AC controls or heating vents or anything like that. You should be able to make it look perfect on your dash. And it is an anti-glare resistive touchscreen, so it looks good even in the sun. The 8100 is a digital media receiver, so you're most likely going to be using your phone as your source for most things. And it does have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So when you get your phone plugged in, you'll be using CarPlay like I have going right here with my phone plugged into the USB input. If you have an Android, you would plug that in. And basically that would give you access to play all the music from the apps you have on your phone, do voice texting, make and receive phone calls, use Google Maps or Apple Maps, all the cool things you can do with CarPlay and Android Auto. They are really the safest way to integrate your phone with your driving experience. Sony also includes something called WebLink Cast, and if you use the HDMI input on the Sony with the proper adapters, you can get your phone mirrored to the screen here. So this would allow you to access apps that are not compatible with CarPlay or Android Auto. So as far as inputs go, there's a USB input, an HDMI input, there's a backup camera input so that your backup camera will look nice and big and beautiful on a 9-inch screen in your dash. There is also an input for a Sirius XM tuner, so if you do subscribe to satellite radio, you can get all of that goodness on the screen as well. As far as outputs go, there are 5-channel, 5-volt preamp outputs so that you can feed good, strong preamp level signal to whatever separate amplifiers you may want to use to power your speakers or subwoofers in your car. And you'll have total control of the sound using a 10-band graphic EQ. You'll have low-pass and high-pass crossovers so that you can make sure you're sending the right frequencies to the right speakers and amplifiers, as well as an extra bass circuit. You hit that button, I can tell you from experience, I have a Sony radio in my truck. The extra bass feature does indeed add extra bass, exactly like you'd want it to. The radio also comes with a wireless remote, so if your car is situated in a way where that radio is maybe a little bit further away from you as you sit in the driver's seat, you've got a wireless remote. Or maybe you're tailgating and you're sitting at the back of your car, you can point that remote and control it from far away. So if you have an older car with a single DIN opening, but you want a nice big touchscreen, the Sony XAV-AX8100 is probably the way to go. So if you have any questions about this, definitely get in touch with us here at Crutchfield. Go to crutchfield.com/contact to talk live with one of our advisors, either over the phone or chat with them online. They can look up your vehicle, tell you if it fits, and get you hooked up with the 8100. You can also post your questions here in this YouTube video. We do look at those questions and we will respond to your comments accordingly. And also, please like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. And thanks for watching.